Welcome to Hangman Tarot. My name is Jordan. I am Hangman Tarot. We're going to get started with our celebrity tarot card reading. We're going to be doing Sidharth Shukla. So if I say these names not correct, I'm so sorry. I'm doing my best. I totally looked it up and everything and tried to figure out how to say it. So just bear with me. Sidharth Shukla. And we are going to be doing his tarot card reading today. It is requested by, it's another difficult name, Manpreet Kaur. So it was a request from a subscriber, and I am doing as I said, and I am here with your request. We're going to get started as soon as you hit that subscribe button. When you do, click the bell. When you click that bell, you're going to be able to receive all my notifications, any future readings you will get, and you will have access to. Also, if 2 to 3 videos a week is something up your alley with tarot, then that is kind of what the collective of me is, basically. So also go check out all the social media links in the description box. When you do this, you're going to share, like, and follow if you would, please and thank you. Other than that, we're going to get started here in just a moment. I'm going to go over Sidharth Shukla. He is a Sagittarius, sun sign, Capricorn, moon sign, Sidharth Shukla. He's 40 years old. He was born December 12th, 1980. And he was an actor, I believe. Let me see here. Let me get the correct things that he was doing. Okay, so career-wise, he was in films, TV, web series, you name it, he was doing it. There was honors, achievements, awards for this individual. So a lot of acting. Yeah. He was on a show called Big Brother or something. It's kind of like Big Brother in America, I'm assuming. Where'd it go? Anyway. Okay, so he was famous for playing a role in a specific movie. Again, I cannot pronounce the name of it. And then Big Boss 13. So he was the winner of Big Boss 13, actually. And his nickname is Sid. Thank God he has a nickname because I'm going to call him Sid. Okay, so Sid, my man. Okay. All right, we're going to do Sid's tarot card reading. Again, he is a Sagittarius, sun sign, Capricorn, moon sign. 40 years old. His date of death was September 2nd in 2021. So he just recently passed away. I did do his girlfriend's tarot reading, or his supposed girlfriend. It's a rumor. It's a rumored girlfriend, except for they have pictures and stuff together. I just don't think they've ever confirmed that they were seeing each other. But he is the one who was rumored to be with her. Apparently a heart attack is what I'm reading, and there's not much to say else on it. And other than that, I didn't read any further, again, because I don't really like to, especially if I don't know who the person is. I really like to kind of just go off my intuition, and I love that it resonates, and it's wonderful. So I'm just going to go over him kind of like previous to his death. So we're just going to cover the things previous to his death, almost like a currently, but it was just right before his death. Okay, so immediate concerns for him, that will come out first. Anything that was an obstacle or something that he was facing around the situation will definitely come out in the cards. Anyone that's surrounding around him, zodiac signs, anything that is affecting his situation or was, and anything that was kind of in his past and he wasn't dealing with anymore, and some circumstances, around that also. Any hopes and fears of his, and just kind of a likely outcome here. And his current state of mind before he passed will come out as well. Okay. And then we were going to get started here. Again, this was a request from one of my subscribers, Manpreet Kaur. I think I said it right. Hopefully. All right. I'm going to go ahead and timestamp this. I'm going to timestamp this and we will get started. Gosh, I thought I clicked out of there. I was like, no. Okay. All right. Hello. How are you? All right. We are going to get started here. Got our 7 of Earth. Page of Earth. Okay. All right. Before his death, there was some immediate concerns, and these cards are just indicating what those were. Okay. He was at that time, previous to his death, he was in a moment of reflection. He was in a moment of pause, trying to take some time out, maybe. He's in a place of kind of like reevaluating things because something was not progressing. There was a lot of procrastination when it comes to him specifically, or procrastination from something going on around him. Not quite sure however that resonates, but it's almost like he kept feeling like every time he would go forward, it would just put him way back. So he felt the heaviness of his procrastination, or somebody's procrastination around him, that affected this situation. And that kind of put him in a reflection moment. So he was like pondering on the fact that things were not going as planned. There was like some sort of trust thing here. And there was a lot of pressure put on him. So he had too much, he felt like there was too much pressure. And that is something that he was learning from the situation at the time before his death. Does that mean that's the cause? No, obviously not. I don't really know I don't know where we're at on that, but these cards are just indicating, again, currently, if he was living his life and it was right before he died, it's something he wasn't aware of. So that we're aware of. Anyway, so we're going to move on. But the immediate concerns, again, is just he was in a moment of reflection. He was in a moment where he was just really trying to take things in and understand what was going on. But again, there was all this pressure, and there was a procrastination, like a not doing something energy, and then being like, oh God, there's just too much pressure now. It's just too much. He was just like, every time I try, I just fall back. Hello. Yay. I'm honored. It's nice to meet you. Okay, so we're going to go into any obstacles that he was facing around the situation, was just kind of not knowing why it actually started. So this could actually be indicating that this was an earth sign that he was dealing with, or a water sign. So when I'm talking water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. So it could even be someone like whom he loved, or it could be just a relationship in general. But there was a relationship here that was ending. So some situation that he felt like he was being pulled into. He felt like he was pulled into the situation, and he couldn't really do a ton about it. So these are things that surrounded his not progressing. So somebody he was dealing with in a relationship that was coming to an end, he just felt like, I don't know why the fuck I'm dealing with this. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why I'm in this relationship. I don't know why it started. And there was progression anyway. There would have been progression, There would have been progression anyway, but it's just like every time he tried to move forward, he couldn't. So something kept pulling him back. Okay, again, so he was in that, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. And he was thinking about it. He was pausing. He was reflecting. He was really trying to figure out whether or not this relationship was going to work. But it was like, he needs a practical partnership, if that makes sense, if that resonates with y'all. He needs a practical partner. He needs a practical relationship. And he didn't know if this would work because of that. Yeah. Because he needed to work on it with the person. But again, he knew it wasn't practical. I don't know what that means, but anyway. That is Audrey Hepburn. Yes, you're right. Okay, so finding out a little bit about some things that as people watching this individual, this hangman in reverse, we knew as people watching him, like as fans or people that loved him in the community or your community, we knew there was a lot of delay and there was resistance here, okay? he was kind of stalling. He needed to make a decision, and it was probably based on this relationship. This relationship he needed to make a decision with. He needed practicality. This was not the relationship. He wasn't making a choice. That was putting him in delay. And he knew that. He was very knowing of that, but we were watching him deal with that. So we already knew this. That's what the cards are indicating. And there was some odds over the decision that he would make. So there was a lot of things that kind of went into the decision. Let's get in here. We're going to find some things that were affecting that situation, especially the one when it comes to making that decision, and kind of like what was going on here? What were the odds? What is all this? What was causing the resistance? Okay, so this came up actually in his rumored girlfriend. His rumored girlfriend this card was, there was an indication of struggling to conceive in hers, and this is also coming up, this moon sign in reverse. She had moon sign in the moon card, and it was in reverse also. So that is what's surrounding the indecision. Oh, that makes me sad. Okay. Okay, so there was a lot of anxiety, a lot of intuition normally that he was being blocked. There were some odds and ends to the situation and why he wasn't making a choice. He knew that he needed a practical relationship, but he would not make the choice because there was a struggling to conceive, and there might have been something as far as like, there might have even been said that there was a pregnancy, and then there was a lie that was revealed during that. So he was able to see his partner fully, okay? This is something where we're revealing some lies here, or deception from the other individual, whom maybe it had something very much to do with this baby, or this baby, not a baby, okay? Okay, so moving on, we're going to get into some stuff as far as some things that were in his past that were really kind of just fading away. And then we're going to find out some things that were going on around that. Judgment. Cups. Okay. 7. Cups. Earth. Lots and lots of cups. It's like the world of the lost secrets. Cups to me is secrets, or sensitive, deep, intuitive issues. That's what this tarot card reading is coming about. And so he was very focused within the past. He was very focused, and he had a lot of joy. He had a lot of transformation, but he had a rebirth and an inner calling, if you will. So he felt like he needed to take a stand all the time. He was the person doing it. Whether or not it looked like that, that's just what he was doing. Whether or not it was, an opinion that made sense to you, he would take a stand in it because he fucking believed it. That's why. Okay. And he was very focused about that, but he was very focused when it come to his depth and the non-shallow and the intuition. Again, he was very knowing on the inside, and he didn't really have to say anything. He didn't really have to know anything. He just fucking knew things. Very much a King of Cups energy. Okay. He could have been dealing with a Libra also at the time. But whenever he was dealing with this Libra, he had joy. He was in transformation. He had an inner calling. He had all of the things that he needed to just know. And then that is something that was left in the past, though. Okay. This is something that kind of started fading in the past. All right. So we're going to find a couple more cards here. We're going to find out his state of mind before death. Okay, so we have our King of Swords that is in reverse. Okay. His current state was this right here, King of Swords. This is in reverse, okay? Beforehand, he was the King of Cups energy, okay? Before the new life. It's almost like he had 2 different lives while he was alive, like in my mind, intuitively. Okay, so he used to be the King of Cups energy, and now he is the reverse King of Swords currently before he died, okay? And there was people around him that were pretty hostile. He was keeping something to himself. Okay. There was a lot of game playing, a lot of gossiping against each other, but he was watching all that happen because, again, he was kind of a still person on the inside. He was knowing. So he kind of watched it. But yeah, he knew something. He just kept it to himself, though. And this was previous, right before. Okay. And there were some wounds here from the situation, but there was a lot of like playing people back and forth. So there might have been like somebody brought into his relationship. It could have been like, people from his management, his circle. I don't know, however that resonates with you, but with that Swords of card, I'm just feeling like it was very, he was very intellectual about it or logical about it, and he knew. So it didn't take a fucking scientist to know what was actually going on, if that makes sense. Okay. But he felt like that this was a fresh start, that this was going to be a very practical relationship. And it felt very delayed or held back. And he felt like it wasn't at all what he kind of thought it was going to be. Let's find out hope and fear here and a likely outcome. Okay. His hope was this world card, okay? This is an upright world card. So he had hoped that he would grow. He had hoped that he would find completion and transformation every time and any time, okay? And he felt his biggest happiness, his biggest hope was to have the entire world at his beck and call, at his feet. And that doesn't mean in the most cringy way. It means like in the most humble way, because he probably would have served back somehow. His spirit is what I'm talking. Okay. Okay. So likely outcome here is that beforehand, he thought he was in a relationship, but it was not practical. Again, beforehand, the likeliness of an outcome right before his passing was that he knew he was in a third party. He knew that there might be somebody else in a relationship that he was in. And this can either be indicating that it had nothing to do with like another individual. It could have something to do with she was gung-ho on acting still and he wanted to quit and have a baby. I mean, it could be anything. Third party doesn't just always necessarily mean that somebody's being a hoe. It just means that something intervened in their relationship. It could even be a shift and somebody was using drugs and they changed. It could just be a change in general. However this resonates, this is where the card is lied at. But he was just like in a place where he just didn't want to hold on to it. And he was suffering, feeling separated. He was feeling a separation. Okay. So this is just the love triangle type situation with this three of swords, And when it comes to that, it comes with depression. And it comes with not being able to move on. And that's kind of what was that's confirming what we had in the beginning here. He could not move forward. It was just sluggish. It was just heavy. There was nothing he could do. And he felt like things were procrastinated. Again, that would be procrastinated, unable to move on because of this situation and this separation and this party of three when it was supposed to be a party of two. Okay. So the depression, the moving on, he very much blamed somebody else in the situation or blamed something else. That's where we're ending at. Okay, that's all I have on that. As far as his card reading, I think it was a pretty good read. I think there were some things going on beforehand. Obviously, there always is. There's always stuff going on in our life. And when we pass away, those are the big things. That's the big moment. Like what was happening before. So, that's just kind of the gist of it. But I hope that this helped. I just don't want to dishonor anybody who is passed. So these card readings really make me nervous. But I hope that, again, this is not to affect anybody in a bad way. Okay. And I know he just passed, and I know that a lot of you are very, very committed to this individual. So just again, it's all done with respect and love. Okay. I want you to please go hit subscribe to Hangman Tarot. Again, I am Jordan. I am Hangman Tarot. When you subscribe, you're going to click on that bell. As you click on the bell, you're going to receive all my notifications. If that sounds good to you, please go check it out. Otherwise, I hope that you enjoyed the reading, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the middle of the week. See ya.